So one of my friends uses toothpaste to polish silver. And so I'm thinking, if it will polish silver, will it polish rocks? Only one way to find out, and that's to take some of these rocks and put them in the tumbler and see what it does. Cross up. We're going to find out. We're going to find out. That is real pretty. Tumbling is a neat hobby because you get to see, like when you go look for the rock hounding, which we will do one of these days. I was going to do that today, but it's flipping snowing. Pick out the rock and say, hey, I wonder what this looks like. Tumbled. Or sometimes the rock will have like a little thing that looks like an agate and the rest would be rock like this. That is called a window. So then you take and have to saw that open with a saw to see what it looks like on the inside. Sometimes they're pretty, sometimes they're duds. You just never know if they've got it open. Picking rocks out of the stringer. Because I had this in polish. I kept stopping. And what it was, the polish, I had too much polish in there. And it settled to the bottom. And there was like glue on the bottom. So I had to rinse it all out, start over again. And I thought, hey, this would be a good time to do that experiment. tell you to add borax, because borax is a surfactant, but it doesn't suds up real bad. So I always add a tablespoon of borax to each load, you know, call it a load. As long as it doesn't snow tomorrow, it's crazy weather we're having lately. It was supposed to be 50 degrees today, and then we had a thing called an atmospheric river hit the mountains to the west of me, and it is snowing. Got our ceramic media. Okay. All right, so I don't know how much of this to use, so I'm just gonna wing it. Add our borax. One tablespoon of borax. The guide says 1 tablespoon per pound of rock. I find that's too much, because when you do 1 tablespoon per pound of rock, it froths up sometimes and causes you problems. So what we're going to do with this is we're going to start with about an inch or so. That's all we're going to use for right now. May froth up, and it froths up, and we'll be dumping this out and starting again. And I want that in the water. Yeah, maybe. Because I don't want the toothpaste to touch the lid and make a ganglion mess out of the lid. Let's see if we can get this to go for maybe an hour. We'll know when it, after about the third turn on the tumbler. I don't know if we're going to be able to wait and come back in an hour. If it froths up and fills that thing with foam, the tumbler will do what I call the runaway train. It'll start speeding up and go bzzz, real fast. If it does that, then we'll have to stop and empty it and start over. All right, we'll check back on this in a little bit. Bye.